Okay, this is my first time trying to record something, so bear with me here. Somebody had asked me how to change the eyes on a mini pull-up, so I thought I would try and show you. The first thing you do is you take the wig off your mini pull-up. I have Mini Kathy here who actually came to me without a wig, so I don't get to show you how to pull that off. It's not terribly difficult. It's a lot like pulling the wig off of a full-size pull-up, although it's a little harder. The one thing that you do have to be careful of, especially with these old pull-ups, is that this little piece, their little crotch here, had a tendency to break, which has happened to me a few times. And it's very hard finding mini bodies, so you don't want that to happen. Also here I have some tiny eyes, which I kind of took out of this fake My Little Pony, my screwdrivers, and I've got some extra bodies over here, and I've got a cat. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is to get the eyes out of this little guy. I usually take a screwdriver, and let's see if I can get this here okay. You just kind of take it, and what you want to do is kind of get it in above the eye here and just kind of wedge it out. It can be very hard to do it without gouging the actual eye. My recommendation is to always go at the edge, because if you gouge the corners, it hides it a little bit in the creases of the eye hole. This girl already has some eyes in her, so I already pulled one out. So what we're going to do is, the minis have one screw in the back of their head. Very easy. I'll screw that out with my handy dandy little screwdriver. Alright, so I unscrewed her little thing, and if you're lucky the screw will pop out. I actually already loosened this. And then just pop her head off. It can be a little sticky sometimes, but that's okay. Her little body, set to the side so it doesn't break. And if you look on the inside here, you can see that there's lots of glue holding the little eyepiece in, which looks like this. This was actually hers. And this one actually came out really clean. Looks like I have all three tabs here, if you look at them. However, I'm not usually able to get this out, this hole. Usually I lose at least one of those tabs. Sometimes I lose all three, and I think one time I actually broke the little thing in half because they're very hard to pull out. So I usually just gouge all of that glue out with a little screwdriver. Alright, if you're lucky, you'll be able to get all of the glue out nice and cleanly. Your little screwdriver. This one came out very nicely, actually. I believe the last one I didn't come out nearly as nicely. It was kind of a pain in the butt. And if you look real closely, there is a tiny little ledge under this guy here. See it? Where you can stick your screwdriver in and try to pry it up, because you can't really get your screwdriver underneath these little tabs, which would lead you to believe that it pops out, but it really doesn't. So I'll go ahead and I'll do that. Alright, after some poking and prodding with my screwdriver here, a flat tip one actually, I find that's easier to pry it with. I did manage to get the little eye mech out. I lost the lower tab here. If you look real closely, you can see that the little pegs are still in there. So now that you have that, oh, she's so cute. Customize her as you wish. Just, sand the face off and put a new one on, and then take your new eyes, and these ones fit really well actually. Just kind of take some fun tack here. I like the yellow. We actually haven't been able to find the yellow more recently here. Sometimes it's blue, sometimes it's yellow. And just stick it on the back here. And then stick it on the back of your eye. Stick your eye in there. You can just putting it in. Look at it from the front to make sure she's not looking at funny angles. So, of course, like a ball joint doll, you can, if you really want, you can always open her head and change the direction that she's looking. Although with pull-ups, I always find that to be very difficult. Kind of a pain in the butt. And then she has pretty little acrylic eyes, like this little girl over here who is probably going to get a new face up because I have to do her sister yet. So, as for rebodying them so that they can fit on the larger bodies, let's get a larger body over here. This is a type 1 body, which is actually probably the easiest body to get it onto. What you're going to have to do is you'll notice that the mini bodies just have this flat little peg up here. They slide right in here, and they're held into place. But this has neck peg, which gets in the way here. So at least what you're going to have to do is cut this little thing out. If you're going to put it on a type 1 like this, and I believe the older style of Bitsus have a similar sized peg, it'll probably fit right on there. However, if you want to put it on, say, a doll body, which has a thicker neck peg, you're going to have to do some drilling to enlarge in the hole. The other thing that I would have to say is that I did make I did customize a mini one time to fit on a large body like this, and I did notice that the neck was very long. So you might want to do some further modification to shorten the neck there. I'm not really sure how to do that, which is why I don't have any large bodied minis anymore. But there you go. That's how you change the eyes on a mini. I hope you enjoyed it. Alright, one last little thing I'm going to shoot here. I'm going to see if I can show you how to get the eye out of this thing, because it's kind of difficult sometimes. Let's set this right here. Hopefully you can see it. So, there we go. Basically what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to carefully stick your flathead screwdriver, trying to make sure I'm in the thing here, it's hard to tell, into the eye socket, and you want to try and get it up into, into here without scratching the eyeball, which is kind of hard to do. Wish Brian was in here to hold the camera for me. I'm really hoping that I'm getting this on the camera. Pull it up like that. Kind of stick your screwdriver in behind it. Wedge it out. Just like that. Oops. Pulled my screwdriver out. That was a bad idea. Just like that. Then it should just pop out. And looks like I just got a tiny little mark on the side there. It probably won't be noticeable at all when I put it inside the doll. So, there you go.